Hello, I'm Michael Finn, holistic exercise and lifestyle coach, and today we're going to do a warm-up to kind of warm up your joints. So the joints, the cartilage, all the connective tissue, our joints are really important. We need to keep them like nice and loose. So this is a great thing to do first thing in the morning, before a workout, or in all reality any time of the day. But we need to lubricate and get those joints ready to go. All right, so first we can do a little marching in place. Just kind of nice and easy, light on the feet. You don't have to move real far. Just kind of want to get circulation going. Good to be kind of warm. That's why I got a sweatshirt on, so that it keeps some warmth in the body. All right, so because it's winter time right now, we want to make sure we keep everything nice and warm. We want to move through all of our motions as much as we can. So don't force anything, don't create a lot of pain. This is all about making sure that we have good range of motion in the majority of our joints in our body. I'm going to try to cover as much as I possibly can in this warm-up. During the whole time, I want you thinking about lifting that rib cage up nice and high from your pelvis so that you're elongating. Elongate your spine the whole time. So we work all the little core muscles. People want to like, oh, I want to work my core, I want to work my core. Well, you can work your core all the time if you just focus on making this really long and really tall. Stretching that out, hips down, rib cage up, neck long, reaching towards the ceiling with the top of your head. All right, that's going to work your core all the time so that you're nice and up there. All right, a little bouncing on the toes, or if that's a little bit much for you, you can do a little stepping this way, stepping one way, stepping the other way, or you can do a little bouncing. Shake the body out a little bit. Big full breaths. All right, a little bit more marching. You could always do a little bit of walk too for about 5 minutes before you do this. All right, and then the last tip, breath. In through the nose, fill the tummy up. Exhale out through the mouth or the nose, okay? We want to breathe with every movement we do. When we're coming back to this position here, which we're now going to stop and go into that standing position, we want to inhale when we're coming back to this tall standing position, and we're going to exhale when we're leaving this tall standing position. All right, I'm going to try to be as descriptive, that's a tough word, as I can for all of my visually impaired friends, so that we get it all down as best as we can. All right, so nice, good, comfortable stance with the feet about shoulder width apart. So you're on balance. The knees are soft, the legs are straight, but the knees are just soft. All right, weight should be back in the heels, so the pelvis is right underneath us. We're nice and tall, we're nice and long. When you're thinking about elongating that spine, it doesn't mean you're arching your back. That means you're trying to make yourself as tall as you can, which means heels down on the floor, hips tucked under, low abs engaged ever so slightly, chest lifted out, what was referred to a lot as a proud chest. Puffing that chest out, lifting that up nice and tall. We want to kind of try to squeeze those shoulder blades together with the arms down at the sides and the palms facing forward. All right, tucking the chin a little bit, elongating that neck. Okay, super tall posture. So let's just take a few breaths here really quick. All right, so then we're going to start with the neck. So we're going to inhale here, and then we're going to exhale and try to bring our left ear down towards our left shoulder, bending straight to the side with that neck. Inhaling, coming back up, and over to the right side, right ear down to the right shoulder. Kind of work down into that stretch. But think about being really long, so you don't want to crunch your neck. You want to make your neck as long as you can, reaching around to the side so that you're trying to actually set your ear down. I'm going to set my ear down outside of my left shoulder. I'm going to really reach, as well as reach down with that right arm. While you're keeping those shoulder blades retracted, you're still in that tall position. We're working posture, we're working core. One more time each side. Good. Good, then back to that middle, take a big breath and let's go rotation. So now we're gonna rotate that head as far as we can around to the left. Even use your eyes, use those eyes to drive and look around behind you to the left as much as you can. Inhale back to the middle. And then use those eyes to look over your right shoulder and drive all the way around that way. Inhale back. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Good, nice and easy back and forth at your own breathing pace. Really use those eyes. Every time you move your eyes over to the side, it stimulates all of the rotator muscles to rotate in that direction. Your body is really driven by vision, even those of us with a vision impairment. Let's go one more time over to the right. Good. All right, so now this one might feel a little bit weird. We're going to do extension and flexion of the neck. So still, retract those shoulder blades, nice tall, really lift that spine all the way up. Get yourself good and tall. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can kind of see a little bit more what I'm doing. So I want you to inhale and reach that chin all the way up to the ceiling, keeping the teeth together. And then I want you to exhale and pull your chin all the way down to your chest, trying to elongate your neck and make it really long. Big inhale as you go all the way up. Big exhale all the way down. Big inhale all the way up. Big exhale all the way down. Let's go one more time here. Big inhale all the way up. Big exhale all the way back down. Good. Then we're going to get a little bit of both neck and shoulders involved. So we can shake the arms out a little bit, move the head around a little bit. All right, so then let's go into a big standing T position. So feet still in the same spot. Nice tall, arms straight out to your sides with your palms facing forward. We're going to take an exhale as we rotate our head to the left. We're going to rotate that hand up and around as much as we can. And we're going to rotate the right hand down and around. So our arms are still straight out to the side, but you're trying to hold a big platter in that left hand way out there stretched. And you're turning that right hand over as much as you can the other way. Inhale as we come back to the middle. Exhale as we go over to the other side. Reaching into that stretch, trying to look around, trying to turn that right palm up and the left palm down. Big inhale, everything facing forward. Big exhale to the left. Rotate that head. Left palm up, right palm down, much as you can. Rotate those shoulders as much as you can. Big inhale back to the middle. Big exhale over to the right. Right palm up, left palm down. Rotating those shoulders and reaching out, trying to really stretch, be as wide as you can. Follow back and forth at your own breathing pace. Try to reach out there. Think about trying to push walls away with your fingertips. While you're reaching all the way out, you might feel tension in the shoulders. Don't force anything, but work through it. Okay, it's going to develop more range of motion in your joints. Let's go one more time to the right. And improve function overall. All right, shake the arms out, let them relax a little bit. And then let's go with some shoulder rotations. So we're going to stand in our good tall posture. We're going to inhale as we roll the shoulders up the front, all the way up by the ears. Pull them around into the back and then pull them all the way down into the shoulder blades into the sockets. Okay, inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhaling, coming all the way down. Just roll those shoulders all the way up the front and pull them all the way down the back. All the way up the front and all the way down the back. And then let's go the opposite direction. Big inhale coming up the back. All the way up by the ears and all the way down the front. Remembering to stay nice and tall through the rest of your torso. Keeping those hips tucked under, reaching the top of the head towards the ceiling so that we stretch out the neck, we stretch out the shoulders, all the way around. Biggest circle as you possibly can. If you feel any tightness in any of these motions that we do, look for other videos or lessons that I have on mobilizing those particular parts of the body, whether it's the spine, the shoulders, the neck, all that kind of good stuff. All right? All right, shake the shoulders out a little bit there, and then let's go a little bit bigger step. So now we're going to go with the whole arm. So we're going to do a big, slow arm circle all the way around backwards. Big inhale up over the top, big exhale coming down around the back. All right, big inhale coming up the front, big exhale down around the back. Remember your tall posture, and remember to try to reach out with those fingertips. Make as big a circle as you can, way out in the front, way up over the top, way around the back, squeezing those shoulder blades down and all the way around. Big inhale, big exhale, big inhale, big exhale. And then let's go the opposite direction. So now we're going to inhale up the back, big inhale coming all the way up, big exhale all the way down the front. Big inhale all the way up the back, big exhale all the way down the front. Lubricate those joints. Feel that fluid moving around in through the shoulders, out the arms. My shoulder just popped a little bit. That's great. Nice and smooth and steady. Just loosening it all up. Getting lots of fluid through. Last time through. Big inhale at the back. Big exhale down the front. Alright, so now let's raise the arms up and over the head. Okay, nice tall posture. Try to get them back by your ears as much as you can so that you're in through here, all right? Best that you can. Some people are going to be a little bit forward. That's okay. As you do this more and more, you're going to find yourself, you're more upright because we're going to keep working all these range of motions in the joint. All right, and then let's do little circles with our arms up over our head. Small little circles, but reaching to the ceiling and trying to do circles, kind of going a little bit into those ranges of motion that's a little bit hard for you. Okay, big inhales and exhales. There's not really a breathing pattern. Don't go fast, just small little circles. Reaching up with those small little circles, high above the head, like you're drawing circles on the ceilings with your fingertips. And then let's switch directions. Go in the opposite direction with your circles. Trying to reach, like I can feel stuff in my right shoulder. It's a little bit tight right now. So I'm really trying to focus on reaching back a little bit into that tightness and trying to work that out a little bit. Reaching back there, reaching back there. Loosening all that up. Let's go one more time around. Good, and then shake that out. Shake those arms out. Loosen them all up. I got a little tightness over there in that right shoulder. I can feel it. I'm going to loosen it up even a little bit more. So, couple little shoulder shrugs in through there. All right, and now we're going to get a little bit more motion in through our thoracic spine as well as through our shoulders and our hands. All right, so I want you to, if you were like going to do a curl but your palms are facing the ground, like a dumbbell curl, but what we'd call a reverse curl with your palms facing the ground, and I want you to pull those fists all the way up so they're in front of your shoulders. Okay, elbows are nice and tight by your sides, right against your rib cage, okay, or as close as you can get them. And you pull those fists all the way up into your shoulders so that your palms are facing out, but you got nice little fists, just light, not tight fist. Okay, so we're squeezing everything back, opening that chest up, super tall posture. So go nice and slow with this because you might feel a little tension in the front side of the shoulder. A lot of people are really tight in that front side of the shoulder, so just go easy with this. We're going to reach, we're going to straighten our arms out, and we're going to try to reach back behind us as we do that. So we're going to do a little circle, and then we're going to come around in the front. We're going to turn those hands over, and we're going to do another reverse curl all the way up, and then all the way out, reaching back and out. You can even open up the hands and reach them back, and you'll feel fascia stretching in through the front of the shoulder, in through the biceps as you're reaching all the way back, opening up those palms. Okay, keeping that chest up nice and tall. Good, you can even roll forward a little bit more and then pull those elbows back. by the rib cage and pull those fists up to the shoulders, and then reach them out to the sides so that your hands end up face palms forward, right outside your hips. It's kind of like a little bit of like a rowing motion on a rowing machine, but a little bit different because you're doing that like pulling up from the bottom and then reaching out to the sides. And then let's go the opposite direction. So now we're going to start everything back and we're going to pull everything around forward. We're going to reach everything back and then pull everything around forward, just moving at the elbows and the shoulders. But you're going to really work and stretch all of that scapula out and engage the whole upper back while you're reaching way back there, going all the way through. Good. One more time, reaching all the way back and then all the way forward. All right, shake that out, loosen that all up. Everything should be starting to feel a little bit looser in the upper body. All right, so now let's go with, we're going to go arms pulled back by the sides. This time palms are going to be up so that we got our forearms right next to our abdomen on either side. And we're going to actually bend forward. So I want the knees just lightly soft. I want your spine nice and straight. I don't want you to bend your spine. You're going to be bending here at the hips so that you're going to push your tailbone out and lift that tailbone as much as you can, keeping your spine nice and long and your chest nice and high, and then coming all the way back up. All right, so you're going to probably feel a stretch in through the glutes and the hamstrings, keeping that back nice and tight. Just go down to what you can. My hamstrings are fairly tight this morning, so coming all the way over and then pushing all the way back up. Okay, nice tall spine. It's all neutral, pushing that tailbone out, tucking it back under. We're going to go 2 more like that, keeping those arms tucked back too, because that kind of keeps all of the erectors in the spine on. Last one, exhaling over, inhaling all the way up to our tall posture. All right, so then we're going to do a little leg swing. So you can, nice to have a wall next to you or a stick that you can hold on to or a piece of furniture for a little bit of stability and balance. But we're going to stand on one foot and we are going to swing our leg. So we're going to bend the leg all the way up as if we were going to hit our butt with our heel. And then we're going to bring our foot down and then swing it all the way out and forward with a nice straight leg, as high out as we, well, not necessarily as high out as we can, but as high as we can without moving our torso. So you'll notice I'm nice and tall with my torso. My torso is relatively still. The idea is to move your leg and your hip so that we get the leg and the hip going this way. All right, nice and smooth there. Bending at the knee, trying to kick your butt, and then lifting out with the toes. One more here on this side. Great, and then we'll do the other side. So standing on the other foot, bending at the knee, lifting of the leg, trying to kick the butt, and then lift the leg. Keeping the torso steady, keeping the eyes up out in front of you, focusing nice and tall, going through a full range of motion with your hip as best that you can. Everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses, so we just need to work on getting more and more fluids pumping through the joint. Last one on this side. All right, and then we're going to do lateral motion with this, which really great if you have something stable to hold on to. Hard to do this without it, but it's really good for the ankle that's on the floor as well as for the hip. Okay, so facing the wall or piece of furniture, and you're actually going to be leaning forward just a little bit, primarily at the hip, nice and long. Okay, we're going to stand on the right foot, Left foot's gonna be free and open. Gonna move just a little bit so I got some room. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull that leg across and then all the way out. So that we're trying to raise that leg out to the side as much as we can and then pull it across as much as we can. Lift that left leg to the side, pull across. Okay, and we'll actually let that swing a little bit, and if you watch my right heel, I'm kind of rolling back and forth on that right heel. As I go out to the side, I'm rolling to that side. If I go across, I'm going across with that right heel. It helps mobilize the ankle a little bit, okay, as well as helps the hip. So just swing that through nice and easy. It's okay if you're down here, that's perfectly okay. Do what you can do, okay? Long, big, full breaths all the way in, all the way out. All right, let's switch legs. So now standing on the left, okay, super tall. Reaching in front, reaching out. Reaching in front, reaching out. Reaching in front, reaching out. Right leg way out to the side, right leg all the way across. Out to the side, across. Roll that ankle a little bit on the floor. It's not a big roll, small little movement in there, just to loosen up that ankle joint. Okay, just nice and easy. Let's go one more time here. All right, so that's all opened up. Okay, you can shake the legs out a little bit. So then let's go feet maybe a little bit outside the shoulders. Okay. We're going to do an old dance move called the Tootsie Roll. So we're going to bend forward, keeping that spine nice and long. The hands are going to be just on the knees, above the knees. And we're going to roll our knees in, okay? Now really listen. Some people have painful knees, so really listen and pay attention. So don't go into ranges that cause pain. This might be a really small motion for you, but it will get bigger in time. So we roll the knees in as you roll into the inside of your feet. We're going to roll forward onto the toes a little bit as you come forward a little bit. We're going to roll to the middle. We're going to take those knees out. We're going to push those knees back and straighten out those legs, not all the way, but close. Okay, so we're doing a big circle with your knees. In, forward, out, down, and back. And then in, forward, out to the outside, back to the outside, into the middle, and then back around again. Okay, so we're rolling on our feet. Rolling on the inside of the feet, rolling on the toes. Once again, this is going to get ankles, this is going to get hips. It's going to get the knee joints. Okay, your knee joints might be making a little bit of clicks and things like that. That's okay, it's because there's dry cartilage in there that we need to lubricate. Alright, I'm surprised mine aren't making a little bit more noise than they are. And now let's switch directions. So now we're going to go back to the inside, out and around. And once again, listen, don't cause pain. You know, if you're small in here, in this little area here, that's great. That's fine. If that's all you can do, that's all you can do. But try to go, there's people that can go way bigger circles than me. They can come way in tight in here. So, but that doesn't feel super good for me. Not with my long legs and my years of sprinting on these knees. Okay, but I keep them hydrated by doing things like this. Big circles, pushing back, out to the sides, coming forward, rolling onto those toes. Okay, all the way around. Keep that spine nice and long with the chest lifted up in that nice, good, proud position. Good. All right. So, shake the legs out a little bit there. And then let's come down onto our hands and knees on the floor. All right, I'm going to pull this mat in to give a little bit of cushioning to things. So now we're going to work the wrists a little bit. We're going to open them up. We're going to go back and forth between wrists and hips. So we're going to pull the hands to where they're more underneath our chest. And with the fingers pointed forward, so that they're pointed straight out in front of me. And we're going to rock back onto our feet so that we stretch out the knees a little bit and we stretch out the hips just ever so slightly. And then we're going to rock forward nice and slow, trying to take our chest as far over our hands as we can with our arms straight. Arms straight down underneath us. Rotate over the top of those so that we get a stretch. And once again, listen. Shoulder might be tight, an elbow might be tight, your wrists might be tight. People spend all the time on electronics and their wrists are in this flexed position. And now we're going to take them into this extended position. This is going to allow you to have better wrist function, as well as to do exercises on the floor on your hands better. We need to open this up. So rocking forward gently, feeling where it's tight. I can feel there's a little more tightness in my right wrist, so I'm kind of emphasizing my right side. Make sure that the palms stay flat on the ground. Flat there, just rocking all the way forward. With those hands right under the chest. Try to take that chest as far out in front of your fingertips as you can, keeping those arms straight. Last one here. Great. All right, and I'm going to turn this way so you can see a little bit better. Now we're going to go fingertips. Hands are in the same position they were in before, but now the fingers are going to be pointing out to the sides instead of straight ahead. All right, nice long spine, and now we're going to rock from side to side, trying to take our shoulders far over the fingertips to the right. Big inhale coming back to the middle. Big exhale as we take those left shoulder as far over the fingertips as we can. Okay, so we really try to reach over the fingertips as far as we can. And you might feel something different, so even for me, I go over to the right side was tougher on the other one, it's not so tough on this one. I can feel it a little bit, but not so much. But when I come over here to the left, I get a big pull right up the middle of the wrist on the left side. So just nice and easy, back and forth, opening those wrists up, stretching them out. Very, very important. Lots of people talk about having elbow and wrist and everything else kind of problems, carpal tunnel, all because we're not moving these joints enough. All right, so let's go one more time over here to the left. Great. All right, then I'm going to turn back sideways again, and now we're going to do more of what's referred to a lot as the seal pose. So we're going to turn our hands out, and we're going to sit more back under our feet. Okay, and we're going to put our fingertips right in front of our heels, pretty much. Sorry, in front of our heels. Oh boy. In front of our knees. We're going to put those fingertips right in front of our knees. Okay, with the palms facing down towards the floor. And your arms turned out so that the thumbs are on the outside. And then we're going to rock forward and put those palms of the hands down on the ground. And then we're going to rock back, and we're going to try to keep the palms of the hands down on the ground as long as we can before they rotate up off the ground. Okay? Just up to the base of the fingers is all you're going to do. So all your fingers are always on the ground. And just try to keep those palms down on the ground as you rock back towards your heels, as you rock your hips back. Try to keep those palms down on the ground as much as you can. Alright, exhaling as you rock back into that stretch. Inhaling as you come back forward. Exhaling as you rock back. Inhaling as you come forward. Now, if you end up having to, you can always come up higher. If it's too much of a stretch for you, you can come up higher and you can be up here and be doing less of a stretch going up here and just working this way. But the key is do what you can, work into that range of motion. Okay, if this is what you can do in through here because you're too tight, then that's what you can do. But ideally you want to be way down here and you want to like try to pull into that and open that stretch up. Once again, not causing pain, just working through that range of motion. Let's go last time here. Once again, it might be different, like I'm feeling my right side again more. So I'm focusing on that. All right. Shake the wrists out a little bit. And then I'm going to turn this way a little bit and move the mat. So now, let's go with we're going to have our hands pretty close to us. So you're going to be, once again, sitting back towards your heels a little bit more. So the most of your weight is all on your knees. And I'm going to have you put your hand, the back of your hand, so that your fingers are pointing your knee, your back of the hand down on the ground. And then I want you to put your other hand over the top of that, over the top of your fingers. Okay, to kind of hold your hand down there, as well as to give you balance. So your weight's going to be in your knees. So I got my right hand on the back of the hand, and I've got my left palm on my fingers. Okay, my weight's in my left palm and in my knees, primarily my knees. And then from here, I want you to try to point the inside of your elbow straight ahead, and then turn it in. Okay, so try to point the inside of your elbow straight ahead, and then point the outside of your elbow straight ahead, so that they're pointing in the direction of your wrist. It's a little hard to see because I've got my sweatshirt on, but I think you get the idea. You can watch that rotation. We want to turn that inside of the elbow and point it forward. So I'm turning my right shoulder to the right, and then I'm turning my right shoulder to the left. Turning it clockwise, turning it counterclockwise. Keeping that wrist down on the ground. This is going to stretch all sorts of things. You really kind of want to try to reach through it. It's going to stretch little things in there. Alright, then shake that hand out. Sometimes it's a little uncomfortable. That's why you really want to be on a mat. Some cushioning. Have plenty of cushioning down for when you do that. And then other side. Left hand down, fingers pointing towards the knee, the back of the hand down. The right hand over the top, and then we're going to gently, very gently rotate that shoulder, trying to point that left inside of the elbow forward, back side of the elbow forward, left side of the elbow forward, back side of the elbow forward. Okay, nice and slow and steady. Most of your weight's on your knees, it's not on your hand. Okay, it'll be very uncomfortable if you have a lot of weight on your hand. You need to have a lot of weight back in your knees. I'm sitting way back on my knees. Most of my weight's over the top of my feet. Okay, rotating that, pushing that forward. Okay, nice and smooth and steady. Alright, shake those hands out. Move them around. You're going to feel all sorts of things that opened up in through the forearms and all around the wrists. Okay, let's do a couple wrist circles, just rotating your wrists all the way around both directions. Going one way, other way. Nice tall posture while you're here on your knees. Okay, and then let's open up our hips a little bit. Alright, so we're going to get kind of more into a frog pose. So our knees are going to be out about hip width apart. Don't know if I've got enough room. I'm going to back up just a little bit. Our feet and our heels are going to be together, but our knees are all the way out about hip width or a little bit more, all right, as we're on all fours. And then we're going to reach all the way out in front of us with our hands as we sit our hips back. And we want to try to sit all the way back. So it's kind of like child's pose, but a little bit different, okay? Keeping that spine nice and long, lifting the chest, making everything long there. And then we're going to come forward. So you drop your elbows down and we're going to come forward. I'm going to have to walk out just a little bit, and then we're going to try to sink those hips down forward as much as we can. Okay, and then rock all the way back. And then rock all the way forward, going on those elbows and coming all the way forward. All right, it's going to stretch out the back side of the hips when you come back, and when you come forward, it's going to stretch out the groin and the inside of the hips. Try to make sure everything's nice and long. Don't arch your back when you come forward. So rolling those hips all the way back, reaching the arms way out in front of you. They're all straight. Then sliding forward a little bit, dropping the elbows down, kind of like into a plank position. And then bringing that chest and torso over the top of your elbows. And trying to drop those hips to the floor, but keeping the spine long. Do one more like that. Going in through here. Nice big inhale as you come all the way out. Nice big exhale as you go all the way back. Alright, then we'll shake the hips out a little bit. And then we're going to make it a little bit different. So the knees are going to be once again just outside the shoulders. But now our feet are going to be straight back. Our feet aren't going to be touching each other like they were before. They're going to be straight back. from where they were, from the knees, so that you can look back and go, okay, there's my knee and my foot's right behind it. There's my other knee and my foot's right behind it. Okay? So, and then we're going to do same kind of thing. We're going to sit back as far as we can in this position, reaching out, and then coming forward onto those arms. Forward is nice and easy now. And then we're going to go all the way back. Okay, I'm going to turn forward so that you can see a little bit better in that direction. So knees out wide, outside the shoulders, feet straight back. All right, we're going to come forward first here. And then push those hips all the way back with your arms. Okay, down onto the elbows, slide everything forward. That's nice and easy. Keep that spine nice and long, don't arch the back, and reach everything back. You're going to feel tight things in through the hips, feeling some tightness in the inside of my left hip. All right, and reaching all the way back, tucking the head down, reaching those hips back, working into that stretch, opening those hips up, all the way down, all the way forward, pushing those hips all the way back. Try to keep the feet out. They're going to want to come in. Mine were starting to come in. You have to be aware of that. We did the one with the feet in, now we need to do the one with the feet out. Stretches different muscles. Coming all the way forward. Coming all the way back out. Good, forward, all the way back. Last time here, work into that stretch. Good, and then coming up from there. And then you can wiggle the leg, wiggle the other leg, kind of get that to open up a little bit. Okay, last one. We're going to get a little bit of the hip flexors going. All right, so super tall posture. We're going to be in a half kneeling position with my right knee down on the floor, my left foot out in front. Okay, and we want to tuck everything under. So we're going to kind of do a little bit of motion here. So we're going to stick the butt out, and then we're going to tuck that tail under. So we pull the butt under as much as we can so that we're super tall here. All right, that's the position I want you to hold so that we get a stretch through the front of my right hip. Okay, hold that, and then we're going to slide forward, trying to push our left knee forward. And then coming all the way up. Let's go back into our tall posture with our hands up to the side, palms facing forward, retracting those shoulder blades. We're going to drive that left knee forward, keeping our super tall posture through our spine. Okay, sliding all the way forward, keeping that tuck. Don't lose your tuck and tip forward with your pelvis like Donald Duck. Keep that pelvis tucked under using those glutes, so that you get a little stretch into that hip flexor, and just nice and slow and easy. Exhaling down into that stretch. Inhaling, coming back out. Exhaling, whoops, lost my balance there a little bit. Down into that stretch. Coming all the way back up. Okay? If this is a little tough on that right knee on the ground, get some more cushioning. Get a couple of yoga mats, whatever it takes. Get some good cushioning underneath that knee. Okay, it will build up more strength and stamina with pressure on it as time goes by. All right, and then let's switch to the other side. This one I will do facing you so that you can kind of see all the motion. All right, so we're going to be up tall here. And with the right foot out on the floor, the left knee down on the ground, go ahead and stick that tailbone all the way out first. Then tuck it all the way under. Do the opposite. Tuck it under, tuck it under, tuck it under. So a real tall spine. Bring those arms out to the side. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. Stick that chest out. And then exhale. Trying to drive that right knee forward and getting the stretch through the front of our left hip. Big inhale coming up. Big exhale going down. Big inhale coming up tall. Big exhale, sliding out forward. Don't lean forward. Slide out forward and reach that right knee forward. Big inhale as you slide back. Big exhale as you slide that right knee forward, reaching that left knee down into the ground, getting a good stretch into the hip flexors. Don't arch the back. Keep the back nice and tall, real long and straight. Okay, big inhale coming back. Big exhale sliding forward. Reach that out there. Nice and smooth. Good, let's just go one more time on this side. Big inhale as you come back. Big exhale as you slide that right knee forward, reaching that left knee down to the ground. Get that stretch, and then come all the way back. And then let's stand up. Let's shake everything out. Limbs, arms, everything. Let's go really tall posture. You can even move the neck around. All right, so now our joints are all lubricated and hydrated. All right, so that's a great thing to do before you start any activity or at the beginning of every day. Okay, look for my other videos on bone broth to feed the good energy so that your joints get stronger and your cartilage gets stronger. It's not just about moving everything, it's about putting the things into our body that we need to build it. So look for those videos too. All right, subscribe to my channel, please. Put some likes in there, put some comments in there if you want to, so that I know that you really like this stuff. And I will see you all next time. Have a wonderfully happy and healthy day.